Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Monday, and welcome back to our series of the Celtic Triads. This week we're looking at three whose full reward can never be given to them. These were compiled by John F. Wright, 1995. So the full triad reads, there are three whose full reward can never be given to them. Parents, a good teacher, and the mighty ones. So let's start off with parents. Parents give their children life itself. There is nothing that the children can give back to them that even approaches the magnitude of that gift of life. Now, most children do give their parents a hard time, at least on occasion, but eventually people do find cause for gratitude for their parents, in most cases. Even if we did have a difficult relationship with our parents, there is still wisdom to be gleaned from that experience. Their faults teach us what not to do, and why those behaviors and those attitudes and those ideas create problems. However, even then, sometimes their mistakes have unintended consequences that actually prepare us for situations in life that we couldn't have imagined when we were younger, and our past knowledge will serve us well in those instances. Now, the good qualities and the successes of our parents are another reason to be thankful to them and to show it. From the simple love of taking care of us when we're little, teaching us how to survive and function in the world, and doing their best to ensure that we're educated, our parents have given us more than we could ever give to them. Now, obviously, we are not talking about those exceptions in which we're talking about people of abusive households. The assumption of this triad is thinking of parents who do have a genuine concern and hope to be acting in their children's best interests. Next, we have a good teacher. Now, recently there has been a flurry of examples of teachers of the absolute worst sort who are actively abusing their positions. They are very harmful to their students, and this is absolutely horrendous, and I don't think we should minimize that. But just for a moment, let's set those bad examples to one side and focus on the teachers who are actually doing the proper work, and they excel at teaching a useful subject. And they also instruct children on how to learn how to think, how to analyze, and how to figure out how to use such information for themselves. For example, math teachers who not only inform their students of what the mathematical processes are, but why those processes work. That enables students to understand the math as opposed to just memorizing formulas to test and then forget about them. A second example would be language arts teachers who make the case on why it's beneficial to learn and to use standard grammar and standard spelling, and to encourage their students to become more effective communicators, whether it's on the page or in the spoken word. Also, they can teach them how to read literature to get a sense of what the author's point was, and to contemplate their own opinion about the ideas that were presented, as opposed to just skimming the text and trying to remember just enough details to pass the test. There's teaching someone how to learn, and then there's just teaching someone how to pass a test. And I think that's one of the tests for the teacher themselves. So the benefits of a good teacher who understands their proper role is absolutely beyond calculation, because the students will be able to make use of their lessons for years to come, and they in turn will be able to pass on that knowledge to their own children in due course. Last but not least, we have the mighty ones, aka the gods. The fingerprints of the wisdom of the gods literally surrounds us. We need only open our eyes and our ears and seek it out in order to benefit from this. It's given freely to anyone who's willing to make the effort to ask questions, usually the most fundamental question of all, of why, and then pursue that question, and wherever it takes you, asking more questions along the way. The only real obstacle to this process is ourselves. If we are determined to learn from them, we will find a way to hear what they're saying, and they will find a way to communicate with us. Now, that being said, the gods don't owe us anything. They certainly do not have to spend a second of their lives on us. And yet, despite the differences in our statuses, they have chosen to leave us clues, and sometimes they grace us with much more direct nudges. And yes, sometimes those do come in the form of flashing lights. But sometimes even a single moment of contact with a deity will lead you to enough wisdom to be able to have to digest that for a lifetime. That's no mean feat. So how do you begin to repay the gods for leaving their markers of their wisdom around us so that we can learn and find our ways into the mysteries of creation itself? We have an opportunity to evolve, to understand ourselves and where we fit in the universe, a chance to know, even if it's from a distance, about the gods. No amount of thank yous is really sufficient for this, and we can't give them anything that equals the privileges that they have afforded us. So I think this triad is a good lesson in gratitude, and a good reminder to keep a little bit of perspective in life, that even as we're going through things, even if we don't have the best relationships with, parents or teachers or even the gods, that there are still good things to be gleaned from it. So I would love to hear your take on this. Please let me know in the comments below, or come see us on Discord at Blackbird's Brew. Link to join in the description box below, along with links to all the social media where my content appears. So I hope to hear from you soon. But until next time, bye.